I am here now with Mike Tyrrell, General Manager of Survival. And Mike, you bring such great expertise to the table for Survival. You're not only a lawyer, an accountant, you're a dad of 2, and you've got another little baby on the way, but you've also got such a passion for saving lives and helping people, and that really shines through with your integrity in business, which I love working with. And Mike, what I'd love is if you could share a little bit about your story and how you helped saving lives during the Boxing Day tsunami and how that's impacted you.
Yeah, look, certainly. The Boxing Day tsunami played a massive impact on my life because I pulled out. I saw things that I never thought I would see, and I pulled out many people that were dead and took them to a recovery place, and we also saved hundreds of people where we would carry them and take them to a makeshift hospital to then get evacuated. And what it really did is, having run from the wave firstly, and then having gone through the experience of seeing the first dead person that I've ever seen, like physically in my life, and then saving people, it really drove the direction of my life that I was going to go for the foreseeable future. Because before it, I was always going to be working in the corporate world. I never really had it in my mind to work for the family business. But having gone through that experience and having seen firsthand how unprepared we were for such an emergency, and then how many people that we saw that were dead, and we were using makeshift equipment and we had no knowledge, I realised what Dad and my uncle had gone through when they started the business over 30 years ago. How little I knew and how little so many other people knew, and why it was necessary for me to start the crusade of empowering other people to have better information and knowledge should they go through such a similar circumstance.
Yeah, and I think that really shines through, is that you want to empower people so they don't have that stress on them with an archaic box. They have everything set out, and it really shines through. And in terms of your legal side, I think what you're coming up across a lot is people find there's a real grey area with first aid. People are not sure of how many kits they should have, and they've got this kit and that kit. And what's your advice to people from a legal perspective for first aid when they get overwhelmed by, so many options?
Keep it simple, because everyone, yes, it's a grey area, but we try to provide certainty by giving clarity around this grey area. And I think everyone makes it bigger than what they need to. But when you're interpreting the legislation and the guidelines that are there, you are able to come up with sort of simple decisions to implement the plan that you need. And I think we too often make things more difficult. And there's so much choice confusion where we try to keep that very simple.
Yeah.
We have a workplace compliant kit, which is low risk for 0 to 50 people, and for high risk 0 to 25 people. And there's no need to have all these other different types of first aid kits for different scenarios, because we know what the legislation says, and we've interpreted it, and we can help provide workplace solutions for you.
Yeah, and that's it. I think the confusion is just too much information overload. Yeah.
I think we just need to do more of trying to simplify things, do a common sense risk assessment, and things that have been done in the past are not necessarily the ways that we have to go with, because what someone has made a decision on in the past may be based on old legislation or a different interpretation, whereas we've made it very simple to implement the sort of risk assessment strategy that you need for your workplace.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks for your time, Mike.
It's really good, Mike.
Cool.